We'll begin in child's pose to settle into our space, taking about 2 to 3 breaths here. From here, moving into rabbit pose, we'll gently roll onto the crown of the head, arms reaching back towards the heels, again taking about 2 to 3 breaths. To set up for our tripod headstand, we'll place the palms of the hands on the earth, wrists stacked underneath the shoulders, send the hips and tail up towards the sky into a downward dog. From here, begin to walk the feet up towards the hands, placing one knee and then the other onto the triceps as close in towards the armpits as you can. From here, we'll begin to straighten one leg and then the other, extending up into our tripod headstand. To come out, we'll engage through the core as we begin to bend one knee at a time in towards the chest until the knees are resting back onto the triceps, and then lowering one foot at a time onto the mat and resting back in our child's pose, again staying here for a couple of breaths. To prepare for our next variation of tripod headstand, we'll set up just like we did the first time. But instead of placing the knees onto the triceps this time, we'll slowly begin to extend one leg and then the other straight up. You want to avoid using momentum to kick up into headstand, as this can cause you to lose your balance and tumble forward if you didn't have the wall there for support. So this variation does require a little more core engagement. To come out, keeping the legs straight, we'll slowly begin to lower one leg at a time until the feet reach the mat, again lowering down into child's pose and pausing for just a moment. The last variation of our tripod is something to work up towards if you're just starting out. Don't worry if you're not able to get this one right away, as it does require a pretty significant amount of core strength. Setting up just like we did before, we'll begin to walk the feet as close into the body as you can until you see if you can slowly begin to lift both legs at a time. Maybe the feet don't leave the ground at all, that's completely okay. Maybe they hover an inch off the ground, or maybe you extend them all the way up into headstand. To come out, again, really engage through the belly as you slowly, with as much control as you can, begin to lower both legs together until the feet reach the mat. And again, resting back into child's pose. Preparing now for traditional headstand, we'll interlace the hands behind the head, forearms are resting on the mat, making sure the forearms are tucked close into the head. Again, sending the hips towards the sky, walking the feet towards the body, bending one knee and then the other and towards the chest. Maybe you stay right here, or maybe you begin to extend one leg and then the other until you're in your headstand. To come out, we'll slowly bend one knee at a time back in towards the chest, and then lower the feet down to the mat, again resting back in our child's pose. To prepare for our second variation of our traditional headstand, again we'll interlace the hands behind the head, hips to the sky, and we'll begin to walk the feet up towards the body. Rather than bending the knees in towards the chest this time, we'll slowly begin to lift one straight leg and then the other up into our headstand. And to come out, slowly lower one straight leg and then the other back down to the mat and return to child's pose. So just like our final variation of tripod, this last variation of our traditional headstand does require a significant amount of core strength, so don't worry if you're not able to get this one right away. So setting up just like we did before, we'll begin to walk the feet as close into the body as we can until you see if you can slowly begin to lift both feet at a time. And again, maybe they don't come off the ground at all. Maybe you extend them all the way up into headstand. Just honoring wherever you are today. And to come out, engage through the core as you slowly lower the legs down together until the feet reach the mat, and resting back into our final child's pose, pausing here for as long as you need to.